demonstrates the art of spiritual companioning with a 9-year-old friend. Elena is having some difficulties with a classmate.
We're really good friends, but we have a lot of fun together. But sometimes we just disagree about a lot of things because she says when I'm trying to explain something to her, she just thinks that it's all my fault, and she just, she blames it on me instead of taking a bit of responsibility in it.
So, Helena, what's the hardest thing for you when she doesn't take responsibility? What's the hardest thing about that? And how does that feel to you?
Well, it's really hard to deal with it, and usually I just don't know what to do, and I just...
What's the hardest part?
When she sees another friend, she just runs off when I'm trying to talk to her.
What do you need from her?
Well, I probably would just need to explain what she was doing and just get her full attention so that I can talk to her, and just so she'll make it so she'll understand and say it very slowly and let her understand what's bothering me. But otherwise, we're really good friends.
Most caring parents want to solve our children's problems. We want
from 16 years later. I don't think I've changed very much, except that everything has changed, and here's how I am now taking responsibility. I think that my biggest strength is my empathy and or sympathy. Some people that think that the definition of empathy is being able to put yourself in other people's shoes, and therefore we cannot be empathic. Using this logic, we can only sympathize because we can only offer compassion if we realize that people are going through something emotional or intense or hard. And if we could empathize, it would mean that we had been in those people's shoes. And there are many situations that I obviously cannot empathize with or be an empath with. But I think that as an educator, I actually have part of my gift is my ability to tune in, and I will tell you why. As a child, I put myself through turmoil and trauma and confusion and deep and thorough experiential pain. I don't know if it was necessarily because I was going through hard things or I let things affect me in a way that would be real. I never realized that my peers were learning to push things away that were uncomfortable, as I was over here going, yep, every iota of pain, sure, I will feel it. Whatever shows up, sure, I will feel it, big or small. My mom always told me it was okay to cry and that was healthy. And though I may have taken that to heart too much, because sometimes you can let your emotions run the show. As I grew into a young adult, I grew to really respect my emotions, and I grew up comfortable with being uncomfortable. I was really mad at myself a couple years ago for feeling so much and being so vulnerable, but as my university career came to a beautiful end and I started balancing my intellectual life with a spiritual one, I stopped being mad at myself and forgave myself, because I realized all the feels gave me access to being that much more deeply in tune with people's pain, because I think that that's something we share. And now I hear something and I go, yes, of course, I remember that. I don't go to, why are you feeling that? I go to, yeah, I hear you. So I think that allows me to hold space for people. And I honor it because it's real for them right then. It's so real for them. And relating to that and relating to the person in that moment when they're doing that is so intrinsic to the ethic of care. And I think that the ethic of care is inevitably part of how I will, quote unquote, grow as a professional. The structures of the BCTF aside, professionalism to me looks like a deep and compassionate and lifelong commitment to being a carer. Truly, madly, deeply, all I want to do is be a good carer Young people want it and thrive on it, not to mention that it is fuel for a life worth living. We are born needing care, we live needing care, we will pass on needing care. The very tragic truth is not everyone gets it. I can't even dabble in the reasoning behind this because I can't fathom a universe less fair, where some people suffer and some people are born into peace and comfort. But the universe also holds potential for change, and it is that change that I wrap my hand around, holding it tight and not letting it go. It is the deepest relationship I will ever have, and it is in this way that I am now taking responsibility for hopefully brightening this universe with the people that I can meet. Thanks for listening.